What's up, YouTube? Sean here, and what we're looking at is the reboot of my 55-gallon do-it-yourself sump DIY. So this is like the 5th version of this sump. I'm kind of tired of all the silicone I've been going through, so hopefully this one will work. So if you looked at my last video, one of the things you might have noticed is the issues with the acrylic. And what's been happening with the acrylic was that it wasn't giving the support needed for this tank because the structural integrity on the top was taken out from the previous owner. So what I've done here is I've rebuilt the sump with some new baffles, and I'm using 1/4-inch glass. I got a nice little slant on the first baffle. That slant will reduce the flow, reduce bubbles going into the refugium. The refugium is nice and large, so there's plenty of things to be done in there. Okay, and then I have the patented guard to keep the fish from flowing through. Also keeps macroalgae in. This is patented. So CJ's Aquarium, stay away from it. Already got patented. Got my lures on it. And then underneath that, we also got the patented bubble trap tray. So between those two, there shouldn't be anything getting past this area. And that bubble trap is about 3 inches here, 2 inches there. You can see the beautiful styling of my silicone artisanship. And in that last chamber, I've got a return pump. This is a Mag 7. And I was talking with CJ's Aquariums and Rico's Reef Tank and a couple other guys in the Reef Talk channel the other day, and they suggested that I get rid of that built-in ATO container. It was kind of a waste of space that I could dedicate to the refugium and overflow purposes. So I'm all about following suggestions here, seeing as I'm fairly new to reef tanking, and you know, there's guys with more experience that know better than me, so I'm going to just follow along with that. So the baffles on this thing, it's 15 inches here on this baffle. This baffle is 14, and then this baffle is 13.5. It's elevated. And then this last baffle is 12 inches. So, by the way, if you're wondering about the skimmer, this is kind of an oldie but goodie. It is a Aqueon EV 180. It's got the adjustable gate. It's got the container to drop down the skimmate, so that could be dropped in a separate container. So, yep, everything's looking good. So that's it. We'll upload this video, and next thing I'll be doing is a water test. Alright, YouTube, so here we have a live water test going of the redesigned sump. And I got a couple issues. Really just one major issue is that this first baffle is not cutting the water going into the refugium. So I've got one level going all the way across to the second baffle, which is going through a pattern, dropping down into a media tray, coming through a bubble trap, coming up to the return point. So you can see what's happening here is that I've got the correct steps up to this point, but this baffle is not tall enough. So I'm considering to make a couple of adjustments. Number one, I could add another pattern over here and add another one here. So actually duplicate this without the slots cut in it to keep the water level a little higher, right? And that will cut the water for me. Another option is to take this baffle, the first baffle out, and switch it to the second, which is shorter, and that would actually lower the second level going in. So I'm going to sleep on it and try to figure that out, but other than that, everything else looks like it's working correctly. Just, you know, I'm a little off. CJ's Aquariums thinks that if I just run it with the skimmer, it could turn out that everything would be just fine, and I'm probably overthinking everything. So we'll see. But, you know, just floating some ideas around. Alright, well, thanks for checking out my video. I'll probably upload this one the way it is, and if I make any modifications tomorrow, I'll go ahead and film that. Thanks again. Please subscribe by hitting the clownfish button.